Today we are making this cute Christmas countdown clock. Hi guys, and welcome to Daily Dose of DIY. My name is Chris, and if you are tired of answering the question, how many days left till Christmas? This craft is for you. I have SVG files for you. The link is in the description down below. You can either put it in vinyl like I did this sign, or make yourself a stencil. That SVG is included if you want a hand-painted sign. Plus, I included the little clock hand so you can move it around and you don't have to worry about finding the perfect size clock hand to make this. Let's head over and take a look at the supplies we'll need to do this craft. Okay, to make our Christmas countdown clock, you're going to need a 12-inch wood round. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. You can see it has the edge on it. You can also use a flat wood round. You're going to need some paint and brushes to paint it. I painted the base in white and then like a maroon color for the edge. You're also going to need vinyl, black, red, and green. If you're doing it the vinyl way, I didn't have a good solid green, so I'm using a pattern vinyl green. And you're going to need some transfer tape and black construction paper to make our little clock hand. You'll need brad nails to put our clock hand on, a drill to make the hole, and a string and hot glue gun. Here's my string, or a ribbon and a hot glue gun so we can hang it when we're done. Now, if you're doing the painting part instead of all the vinyl, you'll want stencil vinyl with your transfer tape, and then some paint and sponges. Your paint in black, green, and red. Let's head over to Design Space next and take a look at these SVGs. Okay, we are in Design Space, and here are the SVGs. The stencil one, which is this one in blue, is included, and if you want to cut it in vinyl also. I'm cutting this one in vinyl, so I'm going to select and add to canvas. If you need help uploading and downloading SVGs, just let me know. I'll put a link in the description giving you tutorials on that so you can get to this point. And don't forget, the link to get the SVGs is in the description also. So once it comes into Design Space, there's nothing you need to do. This is already sized for a 12-inch round. I made the clock hand a slightly different color so that you'll know you can cut that out of cardstock. So from here, you'll just click the Make It button. And when you get to the mat screen, there's nothing really you need to do here. It will lay out all of our mats. I'm bringing up the clock hand is on mat 3, so we will remember to switch to cardstock, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to that point. I'm going to click continue. If you have a Cricut Explorer, set your dial to vinyl, and then on my maker, once it connects, I will choose matte vinyl off the list of my materials. Let's go ahead and get my mat loaded and get this cut while it tries to connect. So I'm just going to line my vinyl up on the edge line of my cut mat and then smooth it down. You can use your scraper tool if needed, if there was any wrinkles or bubbles in it. And then load it under the tabs on your Cricut machine and hit the go button. We'll go ahead and get all the vinyl cut, and then I'll show you how to change it to cardstock. If you have a Cricut Explorer, of course, all you have to do is switch your dial to cardstock. On a maker, over on the right, you'll see a little arrow. That will bring up the Browse All Materials again, where you can search for cardstock and select that off of your list and then cut your clock hand. Now that everything is cut, we are ready to weed. I'm just going to pull up a corner and then pull it back gently. If some letters or numbers or anything gets stuck, use your weeding tool to hold it back down. I'm using for my red vinyl the Cricut Metallic Red, and it is a challenge to weed, but with some patience and persistence, we'll make it through. I also used my scissors and a craft knife to cut some of that excess vinyl away so it wouldn't get in my way as I was trying to get the letters weeded. The biggest issue with it is it tears so easily when you're weeding it, and also my Cricut Maker is not the best at cutting through materials. I probably should have set it at a higher setting to cut through this well. Once everything is weeded, it's time to add the transfer tape. I do that by folding down one edge of the transfer tape and sticking that edge down to the table or mat in this case, and then pulling the back off the transfer tape at the same time that I smooth the transfer tape down. Then you want to make sure you use your scraper tool and burnish everything really well, so hopefully it will stick to the tape and not to the backing. I'm going to go ahead and add the Christmas tree to the center of the numbers before I add the transfer tape there. And then once I get transfer tape on everything and we're ready to add it to our sign, we will drill out the center first and then get everything put together. I'm also going to go ahead and get everything trimmed up. It will just make it that much easier to transfer if it's nice and trimmed. Before you drill the hole, we first need to find the center. So I have a 12-inch board. I'm measuring 6 inches across and then marking that, and then 6 inches up and down, or the other direction, hits a circle, and then marking that too to find the center. And then use a smaller drill bit. I'm not exactly sure what size my husband grabbed. You want it to be smaller than your brad nail, but big enough that the little pokey parts of the brad nail can go through the hole. Once your hole is drilled, we can go ahead and apply the vinyl to our sign. Start by removing the backing and then placing your transfer tape with the vinyl over your sign to get everything nice and centered. It's not going to adhere right away, so you do have time to reposition it and make sure it's right where you want it. Next, use your scraper tool to burnish it very well so all your vinyl will stick now to your board, and then slowly peel off your transfer tape. I like to keep my transfer tape down against the board and just pull back gently to help keep everything in place. Now we're ready to add our lettering. I just need to trim that down really quick, and it's the same concept. Remove the backing and then get your placement correct, and then burnish it down and remove the transfer tape. Finally, we're ready to add our holly and berry, and then once that is on your sign, we will add the clock hand. To add the clock hand, put your brad nail through the hole on the clock hand and then place it through the hole you drilled on your sign. Flip the sign over and pull out the 2 little tabs of the brad nail so that it stays in place. And then flip it back over and give your little clock hand a spin to make sure it moves okay. Finally, we're ready to add our ribbon or string to hang it. Use the Christmas tree. You want to look at this from the front to make sure you're getting it centered. We don't want a crooked hanging clock. And then flip it over and just attach your string with your hot glue gun, and you are ready to hang up your brand new Christmas decor, your countdown clock, and count down the days to Christmas. Thanks so much for crafting with me today and making this Christmas countdown clock. Be sure to grab your free SVG files, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun Cricut crafts and tutorials.